going on? This is The Left Turn. We're talking about anything and everything that has to do with cycling in NorCal, Sacramento, and beyond. And welcome to our Christmas special. We're actually filming on location. And where, Chris?
At the Bon Lair.
3651 J Street. I mean, they have, what, at least 20 beers on tap, if not more.
They got 20 on tap, Dave, and dozens in the bottle.
It's a fantastic place to come. And I'll tell you what, the best fish and chips in town.
Bar none.
So topics tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about where Max Shackman is, what he's doing right now. We're also going to talk a little bit about Sagan. Peter Sagan, did you see this thing on YouTube where he was doing his splits and core workout?
I saw
Amazing.
that.
You guys need to look at this. Yeah. And we're going to talk to Eric Wheel next week about some stretching and stuff for the wintertime and core workout. But first, I kind of want to go over the local scene a little bit.
So what's going on, Dave?
So local scene, obviously we still have our A rides and B rides going. A ride is awesome, leaves at 10 o'clock from City Bicycle Works, very fast still. People's training are not coming down as much as it should.
They're not, Dave. That last river ride on Saturday really showed through, right? It was a blistering pace.
Just remember, there is etiquette out there, so watch your wheels, making sure you pull through, no screaming, yelling, and punching and grabbing people. And,
who are you grabbing, Dave?
well, anyway, just to stay out of the way of a car.
All right.
It wasn't on purpose, wasn't trying to hurt the guy.
I felt something. I got you now.
Anyway, so also we want to talk a little bit about the lights ride this year. It's kind of been, the tradition's been broken.
Yeah, it has been. It's sad, Dave, isn't it? But there's some good news in that, though, isn't there?
There is some good news. So we're going to do a private little lights ride the 21st. We're going to undisclosed location at the moment. So if you get back to us on our website, comment, etc., we'll get back to you on where it's going to be. But it has to do with our friend Mike Turner.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he passed away this year at the age of 67.
Yeah.
Very sad, but he was a huge guy for the lights ride. I think he lived for that ride, literally.
Every year. He helped organize it every year, for sure. Dave.
Helped organize it. He was part of the whole thing. So really sad, Mr. Mike Turner. We miss you. Rest in peace, sir, and God bless you. Also want to talk about a little bit about, the Tuesday, Thursday lunch rides. They're getting huge.
So how many yesterday?
Well, oh my God. I mean, today was
Today, right?
25, 30 people. Amazing amount of turnout, which is great because people are getting the speed done. So, and getting their training taken care of, which is awesome. So a few other things I want to talk about as well. If you're in Sacramento, there's a lot of places you can ride and there's a lot of places you can't ride. I don't suggest riding on the wrong side of the road. I don't suggest trying to steam through red lights when cars are trying to cross, especially not stop signs, but lights themselves. And above all else, if somebody looks like they're going to turn, just back off. Don't try to get through there because chances are the car's going to win, you're not, okay? So be careful out there.
And Dave, what about sidewalks? I've had some problems lately. I love cyclists out there. I'm one of you. But cruising by on the sidewalk doing 25 miles an hour is just not cool.
Right, because I'd hate to come out of the, La Trattoria pizzeria next door here and all of a sudden, bam, now my pizza's in the air flopping all over the sidewalk.
This is a bad name, right?
It would be horrible. And by the way, my hat, Christmas time, the Kings, go Kings, I think they're doing quite a little bit better, aren't they?
A little bit better, but we got a little room to work on.
We got some work to do.
Yeah.
Some amazing stuff with MLS coming up, Major League Soccer. I think we may be getting a team here, so much more to come. Tune in. Welcome back to Left Turn, where anything and everything about cycling in Sacramento, NorCal, and beyond. So an update on Max Shackman. I promised you guys I would give you this. So we went back to Germany for a week. Super cold, snowing, so all he really did is rode his mountain bike, and he had company when he got back.
Who was there, Dave?
Grandmother, mother-in-law, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, he had some company there. But now he's traveled to Spain. His flight was canceled yesterday. So today he made it to Spain, no problem. He met up with my good friend Wilfred Peters. Look up his name. He's an icon in cycling. He's been around for years. He raced for Mapei with a bunch of different guys, Johan Museo, Andreas Tafi, etc. So anyway, Max is back there right now. It's beautiful weather. He is training. He's getting ready for the upcoming season. I don't know as of yet what his schedule is, but when I get that schedule from him, I will let you all know. But he says hello to everybody in California. He had a fantastic time. He will be coming back. I'm looking forward to him maybe coming back in February, maybe a quick little in and out thing for maybe a commercial shoot here. But other than that, Hoping he comes back to Tour California. If not, he'll be doing the Giro. So Max says hello, and I'm going to get some other team members from over in Spain from Quick Step to say hello to us as well. All right, what do you got for us, Chris, about cyclocross and
local
everything
racing,
else?
cyclocross, ready to wrap up this next weekend. The last race is going to be at Miller Park on the 16th. So we're in race, 7 of the season right now. We've got some interesting things on the leaderboard. So for the women's A, top knot competition, we got Julie Young in first. We got
Excellent.
Jenny Dalton in second.
Wow,
and
Julie Young.
and surprisingly, Carolyn Nolan in third. But here is the interesting thought about this, Dave.
Okay.
The point spread, they're so close. Julie Young at 296 and Jenny Dalton at 287.
Oh my gosh, that's super close.
That's 50 points per race for the win. Julie would have to finish less than 10th place for her to be displaced. She just might have this whole thing sewn up. Could be.
might.
Could be. Now on the men's, interesting too. We were talking about AJ Snowball last weekend, right?
Noble, how's he doing?
You know what, third place so far, but that is
Okay.
not a disappointing finish.
No,
for
not
him,
at all.
right? He's
Good
such
for
a young
him.
man.
Good for
right?
him,
Right.
yeah.
In second place, we got Matthew Mosley, a well-seasoned athlete.
Okay.
Of course, I expected him to be there, but interesting is Scott Hooper up there with 280 points. And
Ah,
leads the
the
series by 30.
Hooper.
The
Nice
Hooper,
work, Hooper. I
Nice
didn't know
work.
you added in you, dude.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
on,
yeah.
Hooper.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, but what's even better is that you can attend those award ceremonies. They're going to be on Sunday, the day after the finish on the 17th. They're going to be at the YOLO Brewing Company, Dave. That's out at 1520 Terminal Way.
In
Whole
West
of-
Sac, right?
In West Sac.
Oh, awesome.
The event starts at 11 a.m. in the morning and runs to 5:45. They've got multiple things happening throughout the day, and don't be afraid to bring the kids. They welcome them too.
Perfect. Well, guess what? We're going to take a left turn here. We're actually going to take a right turn and go down to, I think, YOLO Brewing and go
We'll
be
do
there
it.
for the ceremony
We'll do
because
it.
we got to congratulate these people.
We do, right?
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I do too.
Anything
Awesome,
else?
man.
What's going on with rides and stuff coming up?
Well, you know, for those of you that think the season's over, it's not. The beginning of the road season just around the corner, Dave. And with January 1st, the inaugural San Bruno
I just
Hill
felt like I
Climb.
got off the bike.
Yeah, but you got to get back on, Dave. Right?
All right. When's it start?
At January 1st, San Bruno Hill Climb, right? It's a tradition, happens every time. Opening at that race is 8 a.m. in the morning, but to find your event, you go to ncca.org.
Wow, I can't believe road season is. I mean,
It's right around the corner, right?
Guess I got to go ride more. Okay, I got to leave. Bye.
Uh-oh.
Kidding. So, what about the New Year's Day stuff? Is there some rides going on? I
Yeah,
know there's always
we've got a
traditionally there is.
100-mile ride, and this one actually begins out in Folsom. Group comes down, the bike trail meets really about the Guy West Bridge at 9 a.m. in the morning. That's going to take you up to Yuba City to a loop, all the way out to Lincoln, back down Sierra College Boulevard into Folsom, and even 100 miles.
Excellent. And if you out there have any rides that you want to share with us that you would like to share with the rest of the group that is watching The Left Turn, go to www.thelefturn.org. Please enter your comments and tell us what you got going for New Year's because we'd love to know. Also, if you have any really cool Christmas gifts, send some pictures. We want to post them up. Some of the cool things like your brand new bike, whether you get a mountain bike or a road bike, doesn't matter. Because, you know, we all geek out about bike stuff. I mean, it's like whether it
It's
be
Christmas.
a brand new pump that'll pump for you and you don't have to do anything versus all new electronic shifting now and everything else.
amazing.
Crazy stuff. So please come back to us.
Each stage carries prizes for places as far down as 20th, which the winners usually divide with their teammates. A first prize might be no more than a few £100s, but victory is worth many times that in terms of appearance money, and much more important, in advertising contracts. So, while a water boy might be paid
It's the
£5,000...
Left Turn. We're anything and everything about cycling in NorCal and beyond. So Chris, you got some stuff about the website.
Oh,
that's
I'm
going
excited. You know, and I'm excited because the viewers, what they've done is we're really working on the history of cycling in Sacramento. So we put out the call 2 weeks ago, Dave, for viewers like you out there to send in all your photos and your story. I've got a dozen so far, with pictures to boot. And I especially want to thank John and Linda Elgart for sending those wonderful pictures of the old dirt track that we, the old wooden track that we had down here in the fairgrounds that illustrate the history of racing in Sacramento. All that's going to be put on the website and up and ready to go within days. I'm excited about this.
That's awesome. And did John or Linda Elgart tell you if they're going to nationals this year? I want to know if they're going to
Again?
nationals again.
Well, you know, I think Linda swept the series so far in her age
Okay.
category, so she's up for it for sure. Yeah.
And John too. He's
I think so. He set out the last race in the cyclocross series, so I need to actually look at his results, and maybe we'll have him on the show and talk to him personally about that. What do you think, Dave?
well. You know what? I
Yeah.
just want to hear about his experience at nationals because
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
he's been there a dozen or so times, which is amazing. I think that's awesome.
I think so,
Congratulations,
too.
John. Keep it going. All right. So guess what? This is a Christmas special, right? So I've got some great gift ideas for you spouses out there, for guys or girls like us. Let's start off with the Woolly Bully. This is by Defeat, and I'm telling you right now, you don't need You do not need shoe covers when you wear these socks. Super warm. You can get them at defeat.com. Awesome place. They come in all different sizes, shapes, colors, and it's even got a little, this one has a little sheep on it. It's kind of cool. Second thing, gloves. Now, is pink in this season?
I think they are, Dave.
I think pink is in this
I
season.
think
So
so.
Defeat makes a really great glove. I don't think you're going to find a waterproof glove out there, but when you're talking about cold weather, etc., these will do the job.
Yeah. And what I like about those guys, the grips on these things. This is not just padding.
Oh,
These
yeah.
can grip perfectly. Look at those, right?
Yeah,
This
so
is excellent.
when
I
you're
love
gripping the
that.
handlebars, if you know you're riding Paris-Roubaix or something around cyclocross, etc., hold those handlebars.
They look cool.
Help you do. Yeah, they look great, don't they?
Yeah.
How about mini pumps, like this Lezyne mini pump? This thing is awesome. You know, have you gotten a flat and you use those little CO2 tubes?
Right.
Well, eventually you run out of CO2, right? It's not like
Right.
you have an abundance of it. So
That's
what do you
right.
need to back yourself up with?
Right there, Dave.
This little pump, awesome. I think these retail.
What kind of
for-
weight?
I don't know what kind of weight. Seems pretty
Pretty
light.
featherweight,
yeah.
isn't it?
Right.
Not bad.
What is the PSI?
I think the PSI can go as hard as you can pump it. So I can get this thing up above 100. But, you know, it's as hard as you can pump this thing. Awesome, fits right in the back of your jersey. Great gift idea. Lube from Germany, and I'm talking about lube for your chain, okay? Our friend Max Shackman brought this
Yes,
back
he did,
from
yeah.
Germany, and
Yeah.
he brought me a bunch of samples, so I wanted to share this with you. You know, I've been using this for the past week.
Yep.
And it's fantastic stuff. I maybe have to use it, you know, once or twice the entire week. It works great.
Yeah.
Can you pronounce that on there? What's that
Yeah,
say?
actually I can. And you know, Max actually said it before. It's Kettengleichstoff. And it's a dry lube. It's very similar to White Lightning, but you're going to get about double duty on this stuff.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
like what Max
ceramic
would do.
lube.
Right.
So very good stuff. Look
Excellent.
for it. And last but definitely not least is the Oakleys. You know, there's a lot of sunglass, i.e. eyewear manufacturers out there. You know, there's all kinds of ton of them out there. But this is your Radar EV, and this is an awesome sunglass. You know, I've been wearing this courtesy of Chris Espy, who works for Oakley. And it's a really cool sunglass. I'm not really sure how much these retail for. I think they're above $100. You can get polarized or non-polarized. Various different colors on these, but they really fit well. I don't get a lot of fog because it's got air vents up here at the top. So a really cool Christmas item because you know what? Every one of us out there in cycling, doesn't matter, male, female, kid, adult, whatever, we want to have cool eyewear, right? Oakley seems to be handling that just fine. So another great Christmas idea. And of course, if you ever think about beer, I want to say thank you very much to Mr. Stefan Neyert from Delirium Tremens.
Yeah.
He's a really good friend of mine. He's very, very high up in the company. Great brewery in Belgium. If you ever get there, you can take a tour. But this is a hat that he gave me, and it represents the pink elephant. So whenever you're at Total Wine or Bevmo or any of these other places, think about Delirium Tremens. They do make a Noel. Delirium Noel, it's a Christmas beer, fantastic. And guess what? Bon Lair has it on tap.
They
So, hey, can somebody get me a
Hey, get us a
Delirium Noel stat,
I want
please?
one at least, yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Stefan. Appreciate it. That's it for right now. Cool.
Dude, it's never coming off. Put your bike on. Let's go.
It's time for a left turn. Sacramento Cycling, everything and anything beyond. All right, so guess what? I'm here with
Josh Flood. Hey, Dave. Great
good
to be
to see
together
you,
with you.
Josh. Yeah, so Josh, you know, I met you. We were at it was a fundraiser. It was the Velo Ball, right?
Yeah, right.
Right, and you had bid on Evan
Evan
Huffman.
Huffman's jersey from Amgen,
Evan
and I own
Huffman.
it. Evan, huge fan.
He's a big guy
Huge
around
Evan Huffman
Sacramento.
fan. Oh, he's the biggest. He's the
So,
best.
so Josh, you know, we got to talking about some things that you're involved with, but you know, I think let's just start off by like, what got you into cycling?
Yeah, I mean, I was 260 pounds. I was on the way to diabetes, pretty much the highway to diabetes, and I knew I had to do something. And so I live near the river, and so I went on a trail and trek, and my whole goal was just don't call my wife before I come back home. I made it. It took me 1 hour and 1 minute. I said, well, if I can do it in 1 hour, 1 minute, why can't I do it in 1 hour? So I did it in 1 hour. Well, when I did it in 1 hour, I was going 8.9 miles an hour. If I can do it 8.9 miles an hour, and I can do it 9 miles an hour, right? I was hooked. That little computer just kept drawing me on more and more. Well, the more I cycled, the more the weight came off. I wasn't really dieting. I wasn't doing anything else, but 260, 250, 240. You know, I did a little dieting to get to 220, but then just fell in love with cycling. And I love where we live. I love Sacramento. I love everything about cycling. And I became an addict of cycling, and then slowly, got my way towards 200, just riding my bike.
Man, that is awesome. Now, anybody in your family ride a bike? Wife, children, etc. Are they into it a little bit, or?
They do now, because everybody kind of struggles with weight or whatever, and whatever.
Yeah.
Not that anyone in my family does specifically, and they saw the weight fall off, and I was still living a great life. I wasn't starving myself, and they said, "Man, you're in shape, you're fit, your life has changed.
Right.
What's different?" I said, "Well, all I did was really enjoy riding my bicycle," and so now my wife rides, and she loves to go all the way from our house in Fair Oaks down to the Discovery Park and back. 40 miles is nothing for her. And my son's a freshman in high school.
Oh, awesome.
And so now we're racing. He raced cyclocross with me. We did the rodeo cross together, and we'll race in 2018.
And how's that battle going?
Well, right now, the last race, I was 26 seconds ahead.
Oh, boy.
But by the time this is aired, I might have lost. And he's got human growth hormone, right? He's a teenager. So
Right.
he's going like this, and I'm hopefully going like this. So my days are numbered, but it's great to compete. And I love competing with my son. Fun thing to do as a family. We love going out there, all the different events. I look forward to 2018 to
Healthy competition. Remember
to
that.
have some
Healthy
fun competition.
So, Josh, people want to know, have you been racing a long time? Did you just get into it? What are some of the rides that you do, like things, because there's a lot of people out there that are watching this show that are just getting into cycling, and they're like, I'm not sure I really want to go out on these, river rides, the A or B rides, or these big, huge, race rides. So what is it you did to get to where you are now? Like any local clubs or groups you ride with, etc.?
Well, I signed up for local clubs, but
Okay.
my tagline should be I scare easily. I didn't want to go to those rides either. They're fast, and so I would watch where they rode. I would download the ride with GPS, and I would ride it later on my own and start to get more comfortable. Well, then kind of Cycle Folsom was the first ones. They brought me along, taught me how to do a pace line, and then they dropped me 20 miles in, and I got kind of like, man, I would like to go more than 20 miles. And so next couple months I'd go 40 miles, and then I'd stay longer on these rides. And then the Hammer and Wheels is a group up in Rockland area, and they're real friendly, and they kind of got me out in some of the mountain bike trails and showed me some of those routes. So I tend to watch for a while.
Okay.
Even racing, I've watched a lot of racing. I race the rodeo cross because it's not really a race. No offense, Frank. It's a party that you bring your bike to and race the first half.
It's a lot of fun to go to.
But
I've
it's a
been there
party.
a couple times,
Yeah, and I didn't even race cyclocross until really this year, and I think I've been racing the rodeo cross for 4 years. And I'll show up to a race, I'll cheer, I'll drink the beer and enjoy it. I always come to Amgen, go up to Tahoe to watch the women in Amgen.
Right.
So I'm more of a fan than really any kind of racer. But I like to race only because to be successful, you should do things that scare you.
Sure.
It's just Eleanor Roosevelt says, do something that scares you every day. And riding fast can be scary, and riding with a group of people fast can be scary. So you should do it. So I encourage you, if you don't ride with other people and don't do things that scare you, don't jump in if you're not ready. But do what you can to challenge yourself would be my encouragement to you.
Be safe about it.
Yeah, but be safe about it, please,
Definitely
for everyone's
a big thing
sake.
out there, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Josh, your day job, what is it you do?
So I'm an entrepreneur. I work with a telemedicine company. I work with a dietary supplement company that does a vascular dietary supplement. I work 1 day a week as a pastor at a church in Rancho Cordova. And I've got 4 other projects that I am working to get off the ground. And one of them is kind of what brought us together in some conversation.
Right, so let's talk about the project that brought us together, what it is. Tell everybody the name of it.
So it's called SackBikeFans.com, and I'm a fan of cycling, and I had all these calendars to figure out. There's this crit over here, and there's this over here, and I was always juggling it. And I said, well, if it's hard for me, it's got to be hard for other people. I'm just going to make a website and just put a calendar for racing. So Sack Bike Fans is for fans of racing and racers to just have a calendar of anything. Sacramento is a broad term. Anything around Northern California, Sacramento area. What's the race? I'm a fan, first of all. I'm going to show up with beer and an attitude and have fun. But second of all, I'm a racer, so I might come to actually race some of those events. And so it's a website just designed to figure out, do I want to race it? As someone who sits back and watches, I've put YouTubes and things like this. You can kind of watch the race and say, is this something I want to go to?
Right.
Or I just want to maybe show up with a sign and cheer some people on kind of
Sure.
thing. But we've got great races. Well then, once I started it, turns out we've got great pros. We've got great professionals in the
Yeah.
area, and
True.
going to these races, there's incredible professionals. I mean, my first real watched Allison Tetrick destroy a Criterium, and it was just so much fun to watch her destroy everyone. And then later turns out like, oh, this is somebody I should be following, and now
Sure, yeah.
huge Allison Tetrick
Fantastic,
fan. Yeah, right. Like, so that's what it is. So we met. I brought a little shirt. I'm wearing the front side. The back side. The front side says "Ride Faster." That's everything you should scream at someone if you're going to actually. If you show up and you don't know what to say, we filled you in. Everything from different languages of how to say go to whatever. Most all appropriate. Everything's bleeped if you can buy this for children.
It's actually really cool if you read it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the back just says "Scream louder."
Good.
So the front,
Right.
you're telling the riders go faster, and the back, you're telling the crowd scream louder. I mean, that's just what we're about.
It's
Like, be a
awesome.
fan. Because if we can be fans, more sponsors, better paid riders,
Agreed.
safer routes, better cycling, more people.
How do we find out more?
ZachBikeFans.com, or just Left Turn will post stuff. We're friends. We'll put a link up there and
Yeah.
back and forth and Google us. So ZachBikeFans.com. And to show respect for y'all, so to show some love for the Left Turn, I've made a code. If you put in Left Turn at my site, the shirts, everything's 25% off. I'm not
Cool.
trying to make money at it. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to support local cycling. I've got a day job. I just love cycling. I love people who love cycling. I want to support it. If I make any money from it, it's going to be to give these things away as preems, as to support people, especially young people. These people under 18 are killer. They're doing great.
Yeah.
We need more of them. People
Dude.
like Nielsen Pals coming out of Sacramento.
Yeah.
A great deal for America, and we
rider.
as a town get to own that.
Hot rider.
You see, it gets me
Telling
excited,
you.
man. I'm excited about it.
Guy's the man.
Yeah.
He's going to make it happen.
Yeah.
You wait and see, people. He's going to make it happen.
Yeah, he's exciting.
He really is. So, Josh, I just think it's great, and I'm going to invite you to come ride with us, if you can, on the 1st of January.
All right.
Can you do it? You think you can do
Is
it?
there a B group?
There is a B group, but it's going to be a chill ride. I think it's going to be
Oh,
a chill
ride. I'm down.
Very
Sounds
chill
great. I'll
ride.
bring my
I would
son.
like
We'll
to
come.
get you out there. I think
Yeah,
it'd be
sounds
fantastic.
great. I love to ride my road bike. I'm
And
not
I would love for your son to come. I would love to interview him because I
Sounds
think
great.
it's good to get a young mind, an idea of what they're thinking about, and what motivates them, why they're motivated about cycling.
Yeah.
Like, is it watching people on TV?
Yeah.
Is it people like you or me who are just riding bikes and we're over the age of 40 and we're just doing it to stay in shape so we can drink wonderful beer?
Yes.
So it'd be great. So I'd love to have him on the show.
That'd be great. And you can actually see his motivation. If you go to my Facebook, I just posted a picture. They're doing whips on their mountain bikes wearing the
That's
Sack Bike
so
Fans
cool.
things. They built a jump. I'm not going to say where because it may or may not be where they should have
Right.
built the jump, but they built a jump and we're out whipping the
that
bike
all the
and yeah, doing toe touches, and it was great to see. I love the spirit they bring. So yeah, I'd love to have him here.
And
He'd
you
be
know what?
honored.
We as cycling fans, i.e. racers as well, and all the other people in the world need to thank a guy like this because he's what keeps cycling going. Doesn't matter what it is, mountain bike, road, CX, you name it. This is the guy that he helps keep this sport alive because in the end, we don't have somebody like him. It's going to eventually go away. And we don't want that. That's why we're doing this show.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Appreciate you
Josh,
doing
for
the show.
coming in.
Thanks.
I really
Dave.
appreciate it. We are the Left Turn, where we're anything and everything about cycling in Sacramento, NorCal, and beyond. So I'm with Michael Erguin.
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 I can never say it right.
It's
You know, I
okay.
have a hard
It's
time
okay.
pronouncing
It's-
names that
it's-
are. Where is that? Like Dutch accent?
It
Dutch?
is actually Basque.
Basque.
Basque, yes.
She's French.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, Michael, I've known you for how long? Years.
For probably 15 years now.
15 years.
Yeah, easily.
And I see you out on the rides. You typically, your favorite ride, of course, is the B ride, right?
Yes.
So you ride with Kenny, you ride with a bunch of guys out there. You like the ride? It's a good ride?
Yeah, I love the ride. The B ride is, like you've always said, it's different than the A ride. It's very controlled. It's very safe. You know the guys. You pretty much know what they're going to do. The A ride for me is a ride that I would do if I was getting ready to go race, because it is more of a race ride.
Right. And, you know, you find yourself out there, you know, some days you feel good, some days you feel bad, but you're out there. Does your work schedule kind of dictate when you're able to ride, or you're just able to ride whenever you want and kind of work around that?
Well, yeah, my work schedule very much dictates when I ride and when I don't ride. January through September is our busy time of the year.
Okay.
And I sometimes I can't ride very much during that time of the year. This time of the year, I find I get my fitness up going into January. So if I'm going to do a road race, then I should do one in January and February because my fitness is good.
That's awesome. And you ride for a local team, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of the team you ride for?
Sacramento Golden Wheelmen.
And they've been around forever since I started. I mean, it was the first club that or team that I joined as a young junior. Love, great group of guys.
Yeah.
So, Michael, a lot of people, you know, when we see each other out there in our kits, you know, we've got our helmets on, sunglasses, and all this different like where we kind of all look the same, but a little bit different, just different colors and stuff. But we all have day jobs. We're out of our kits. Sometimes we don't recognize each other. What is it you do for your day job?
My day job is very interesting. I work at the Capitol. I work for the state. I work for the Senate Sergeant at Arms office for the California State Senate.
Excellent. And your job is to?
Basically, what we do is we run session, we run all the committees, we provide security for all 40 members of the Senate.
That's a big job because you have 40
Very.
people that you need to take care of and protect.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, with the recent stuff that happened in New York, you know, the bombing there with the one guy, apparently the suspect, do you find yourself when you're at work now, is there a lot more heightened security that's going on? People are on so-called alert?
Well, let me digress from New York for a second. When the truck hit the building, I don't know if you remember when the truck hit the building.
Okay.
Anyway, the truck hit the building and I forget what year it was. Our security went up by tenfold.
Okay.
And then the bombing of the World Trade Center.
Yes.
Then it went up. And then when the airplanes flew into the World Trade Centers, it went up again.
Okay.
So we've been on a heightened security since then, and it's been that way ever since.
So it's never digressed back down. Okay, we can calm down a little bit. There's not a lot going on because I know, you know, there are people in the background, you know, looking at things, watching things, making sure, you know, there's cameras all over where you work, etc. I mean, it's a really safe, secure place.
It's
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do you ever find yourself out with certain members of the group that you protect? You know, taking them out on, you know, day stuff they need to do, errands or meetings they have to go to, where you're driving them around, where it's just you and them, and it's not all 40 people?
Yeah, I can generalize, Dave, and tell you what my job has been over the last 2 years.
Okay.
I've been on a detail with the leader of the state senate, the pro tem of the state senate.
Okay.
And he has a pretty hectic schedule. So I've basically been working that detail over the last 2 years, and the reason that I have so much time off right now is because I spend so many hours
Yeah.
from 7 in the morning to 10 at night,
Yeah.
from January through September.
Oh, that's amazing. And I mean, it's always, you know, I know it's got to be kind of high stress. You know, when you're having to protect somebody and be that shield for them, that's got to be a lot of stress. So cycling is something I'm guessing that is kind of your outlet for that.
Well, I've always said over the past 20 years that I've been working for the Senate, I commute pretty much every day.
Oh, see, there you go, a commuter as well.
If I wasn't commuting and riding my bike, my stress level would be very high. So cycling for me is probably my biggest outlet. I am an addict to the bike.
Basically, quote unquote, literally is saving your life.
Absolutely, there's no question about it.
And you know, as bike riders, etc., both of us, we love our beer, right?
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. So this is the Delirium Noel I was talking about. Dark in color, excellent. Notice the pink elephant from Delirium. Excellent beer. It's awesome. Thank you, Stefan. You're awesome. I can't wait to see you when you come out again. Well, Michael, I just want to say thank you for coming out. And thank you for what you do. Thank you for protecting the people at the state capitol, but just your service overall to the community. Because without people like you, you know, none of us would be able to do what we do.
I appreciate being here. It's fun.
Thanks again. Cheers.
Yeah, we'll see you out there.
We're the Left Turn, anything and everything about cycling in NorCal, Sacramento, and beyond. So we're going to take another left turn, and we're going to go to viewer questions and comments. You got something for us, Chris?
Hey, I got a comment by OG. OG says all local cyclists should have this number for pothole repairs. That number is 916-875-5171. That's the County of Sacramento. And I think they're doing their job, Jay. What did you find out there on the ride today?
So we were out on the ride today, the B ride at noon. Luckily, I got to ride today, which was fantastic. What was amazing is we were coming down Powerline Road and we see these giant trucks with lights. So we proceeded to go by. We were cautious. Coming back, we realized they're fixing potholes out there. Apparently, the viewers that are watching this show or whomever is calling out there, these potholes are getting fixed. So thank you very much for getting these roads fixed because you know what? It just helps me or Chris or anybody else not get a flat and avoids crash and stuff. So thank you very much, viewers. Now, I've got, speaking of viewers, a viewer question. What is the difference between a pro continental team and a continental team?
Oh, good question. Yeah,
Great
excellent.
question.
Yeah,
So here's the difference. You have 3 different levels. You have World Tour, you have Pro Continental, and you've got Continental. World Tour has a minimum of 25 riders. They have a certain amount of money they have to pay each rider, and they have a budget they must have, at least $900,000 in the bank. Second is Pro Continental. Pro Continental has to have at least 16 riders. They have to pay each rider a certain amount, and they have to have a certain amount in the bank. Then we go to Continental. Continental has to have 8 riders. They pay each rider a certain amount, and they have to have so much money in the bank. Now, can Pro race with World Tour? That's actually up to the UCI whether they allow riders in or not. They allow certain slots, just like for Amgen Tour California, they allow Pro Continental into World Tour. It would be very surprising to me to see a Continental team be able to enter a World Tour race. So there's a little fudge between organizations, et cetera, with allowances and so forth, but everybody should be able to race because you know what? It doesn't matter if you're Continental, Pro Continental, or World Tour. You guys are all world class, and congratulations. You guys have made the big time.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate that because I love watching. And also, for all our viewers out there, anything you want to ask us, shoot it back at us at www.thelefturn.org. And you know what? Thank you, Stefan, again. Look at Chris. He's wearing, where's your elephant hat? Where did it go?
Gotta get my hat.
The elephant.
I
Where did the elephant go?
Gotta have my hat.
Oh, the elephant is back. Look at it. Thank you, Stefan.
Perfect winter wear, Dave.
Very much.
Thank you,
Beautiful hat.
Stefan.
Chris, I think you should wear that on every river ride.
I'm proudly
underneath your
wearing
helmet.
it.
Yeah. That's the end of our show. Thank you for joining.
Have a wonderful holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.